Have you ever stopped to think about what you, a giant oak tree, and a roaring lion all have in common? It's a bit of a riddle, right? Well, the answer is something so incredibly tiny you can't even see it, but it is the secret to all life on Earth. So today, we're going to go on an adventure to discover the amazing world of cells.
So let's start right there with that big question. What could you, a lion, and a tree possibly share? I mean, you all seem so different. Give it a second. Have you got an idea?
You got it. If you guess cells, you are absolutely right. Every single living thing on our planet, and I mean everything, is made of these incredible, tiny units. They are the star of our show today. So, what exactly is a cell? Well, put simply, it's the smallest possible unit of life. Think about that. It's the tiniest little piece of a living thing that can do absolutely everything it needs to do to stay alive, like growing, making energy, reproducing, and even getting rid of waste.
Here's a really great way to picture it. Imagine a cell is like a miniature factory. Inside this tiny factory, there are lots of different parts, and each one has a very specific job. They all have to work together perfectly to keep the whole organism, like you, running smoothly.
So, are you ready to pop on a hard hat and take a tour of this amazing cell factory? Come on, let's go inside and meet the main workers. First up on our tour is the factory's outer wall. This is called the cell membrane. It's the very first part you'd come across, and its job is super important.
Okay, so what does it do? Well, first off, it's the boundary. It's kind of like a fence all the way around the factory. But its most important job is to control everything that goes in and out. It has to be very picky. It lets the good stuff in, like nutrients, and it makes sure all the bad stuff stays out. This is how it protects the cell and keeps everything inside nice and stable.
So, yeah, the absolute easiest way to remember the cell membrane is to just think of it as the factory security guard standing at the gate and checking IDs.
Okay, we're past security. Now let's head on to the main factory floor. Our next stop is the cytoplasm. Now, the cytoplasm is this thick, jelly-like goo that just fills up the entire cell. But it's not just empty space, no way. It's where everything happens. It holds all the other little cell parts in place, kind of like fruit and jello, so they don't just float around everywhere. And this is the spot where tons of important chemical reactions happen that keep us alive.
Exactly. The perfect way to think about it is that the cytoplasm is the main workspace. It's the factory floor itself. It's where all the real work gets done.
And now, for what might be the most important part of our factory tour. We're going to the head office to meet the boss. Let's talk about the nucleus.
The nucleus is the absolute control center. This is where the cell's instruction manual is kept, and that's called DNA. You can think of DNA as the factory's master blueprint. It tells the cell literally everything it needs to do, how to grow, when to make new cells, what its special job is. So the nucleus directs all of the factory's activities.
So really, a fantastic way to remember this is that the nucleus is the brain of the cell. It's making all the big decisions and keeping everything working in perfect order.
Okay, so we've seen the basic factory layout, right? We've got the security gate, the factory floor, and the boss's office. But, not all factories are built exactly the same. Some of them come with really cool special upgrades. Let's see how this works when we compare plant and animal cells.
So, the two main types we're going to look at are animal cells, like the ones that make up you and me, and plant cells. Now, they both have those three core parts we just learned about: the membrane, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. But the plant cell factory, well, it has a few extra departments that animal cells just don't need.
So what are these special upgrades? Well, first, plant cells have a cell wall. This is a super strong layer that's outside their membrane, and it gives the plant support and helps it keep a nice fixed shape. Second, they have chloroplasts. These are amazing. They're like tiny solar-powered kitchens that make food for the plant using sunlight. And finally, they have a huge storage tank called a large vacuole. It's mostly for holding water and nutrients.
Let's break down the key differences, side by side. Animal cells, they're kind of flexible and can have an irregular, roundish shape. Plant cells are much more rigid and rectangular, like little bricks. The really big differences, though, are that plant cells have that tough cell wall and those food-making chloroplasts, while animal cells have neither. And this is a total game changer, right? It means plants can make their own food, but animals have to go out and eat.
So we've toured the cell factory, and we've compared the different models for animals and plants. But why is any of this actually important? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the really big picture.
Here's the big idea. Cells are everything. They are the fundamental building blocks of all life. Period. They group together to form tissues. Those tissues form organs like your heart or a plant's leaves, and then those organs work together to make the entire organism. From breathing to thinking to growing, it's all happening at the cellular level. Without cells, life just couldn't exist.
And that brings us to a final, pretty cool thought. If cells are really life's building blocks, like tiny Lego bricks, just imagine all the incredible things we could build or heal or create just by understanding them a little bit better. The possibilities are truly endless. Thanks so much for joining me on this tour.